Investing in Africa, healthcare and high unemployment on just some of the topics at the World Economic Forum. Joining me now is the CEO of Discovery, Adrian Gore. Thank you so for joining us. Great to have you on ENCA. Thank you for standing in the cold with us. Let's touch on what the biggest topics are for you at the World Economic Forum and how South Africa and South African businessmen have been received at the forum this year.
Well, I think the forum has been a lot more positive than in the last few years. Obviously, there's a feeling that the world is kind of emerging, that there are significant risks like Europe and others. I must say Africa and South Africa have been very much on the agenda. There's a very positive sense of Africa, and you can feel it's very palpable. And I think Team South Africa has done well here. There's been a kind of a front of making sure we present the country in a positive way. And I think the themes of Davos are very relevant for us. The issue of inequality, the issue of growth, the issue of inclusive growth. All of these are themes that are very strong here, and I think it's quite amazing how the whole world is grappling with similar issues. And then I'd say at a more discovery level, we refocus on healthcare. Healthcare is one of the very big themes here. And the issue of wellness and making people healthier that I've been quite involved in. So it really has been a very, very productive couple of days, and it gives a perspective of our challenges in a different context.
Do you think that the challenges that we are experiencing, and I suppose I allude to a lot of the bad headlines that have been beamed around the world when we look at Marikana, we look at the labour unrest, do you think that most leaders are very cognizant of those risks, not only for South Africa but globally as well? I mean, how does that dynamic play out?
I'm not sure I'm close enough to understand that in the sense that I haven't picked that up explicitly. I think Marikana is something that I'm not sure is on people's minds from a foreign perspective. Things move on quite quickly. At the same time, I think there's a feeling that Africa has got more solidity and rigidity. And our president at the South Africa T made it clear about policy certainty, the National Development Plan and its importance, and a view to 2030. So I think getting that kind of stuff out about the long term, about certainty, I think that gets rid of some of that, de-risks a bit of that mindset.
What's exciting is you mentioned healthcare, and it is one of the big topics on the agenda as well. What kind of movement have you seen there? We're looking at exciting things happening on the global level.
Well, one of the most exciting things I think in healthcare is a move not away from, but an idea that not communicable diseases only matter. The issue of non-communicable diseases, disease of lifestyle, obesity, those kinds of things. And there's been session after session about how to make people healthier, what to do, how employers and countries should be thinking about this. So for us, in our specific focus, that's quite critical. And I think that is a very positive development. So it feels positive, in many ways.
With regard to HIV/AIDS, I mean, we know Charlize Theron actually at the Crystal Awards at the start of the World Economic Forum won an award for her fight against HIV and AIDS. Is Africa still viewed as a negative space within this regard? Because South Africa's made a lot of headlines and a lot of headway with regards to rolling out ARVs, which of course is very positive as well.
Yeah, look, in the sessions I've been in, it hasn't been a factor. I think that there's a sense it's a massive issue. But as you say, with antiretroviral therapy and what we rolled out, there's a sense that we starting to win slowly that battle. I don't think it's not as topical to an extent that I think it used to be. So I haven't picked that up explicitly.
Let's also touch on job creation. 25% unemployment in South Africa. Unemployment is really high across the world. It also seems to be a very sort of big focus at Davos this year, and this is why the theme resilient dynamism kind of plays into that, because it is about being innovative. It's about big companies, such as Discovery, making headway with regards to it.
The truth of it is that I think the whole world is battling with unemployment, and so the issue of not growth but inclusive growth and job creation in that growth is critical. But the reality is, and I went to a session this morning, it's only entrepreneurship that creates jobs. Big businesses destroy jobs. So to an extent, a fundamental issue is innovation. A fundamental issue is entrepreneurship, and I think a fundamental issue is governments creating enabling opportunities for entrepreneurs, and that's about policy certainty. It's about incentives, it's about competence, and it's about positivity. And that is a theme coming out about entrepreneurship and innovation.
Thank you, sir, for joining us. Great to have you on ENCA.